Okay, this is one that I'm just coming off of, not even about 5 minutes. It is not possible within the realms of the universe to do this by any of the standard means or methods that I use. This article is just point blank going to be on the experience. And trust me, as being naturally creative, a natural writer, an author, and owner of a magazine, I could probably see a vampire have sex with a vampire and describe it no problem. Okay? Bad example, but you get my point. This one, yeah. All I can say is I found out about it on Facebook. It was about sexual abuse, and I wanted to do an article on it because this was not just a lecture about sexual abuse or people running statistics. This was, from what I could tell, maybe I'm wrong, I actually have to look up the description again. This is from experience. Okay? This was point blank from experience. You can check the link in the Facebook event for the location. But this was 5 ladies with more courage and more strength and more passion than almost anyone else I have met in 43 years of my life. This was 5 ladies who, instead of just standing up at a podium and reading, telling their stories, this was 5 ladies who, again, this is my experience, this was my take on it, but this was 5 ladies who wanted to make you feel something. And not just the standard run emotions, anger, hate, outrage, etc. No. This was something that went way beyond. Basically, I'm not going to give any details because, number one, if you're in the area, check the Facebook page for the event. It's 2 times today. I would suggest more the evening one because I actually went for the 7 o'clock, and the combination of nature and across the river, modern day, the concrete buildings, the modern city, and with the change of time, with day slowly fading to night, just, it made it, and for lack of a better term, it added literally a certain type of magic to the experience. Okay, and I'm not talking about the hocus pocus or anything else. I'm talking about the magic of nature. We can't explain. Okay? Just trust me. This is hard as hell. One of the hardest things for me to put into words. Okay? When it started, this was This was words. This was raw, pure human emotion, not holding back. This was visualization through movement. This was, without physically doing it, shutting off, closing your eyes, and feeling it. After it was over, I had the pleasure of speaking with somebody else, a young lady who was attending, who told me she was in college for photojournalism and she was there taking a lot of photos. And I said, well, what did you think? She said, the only word I felt, that's it. She said, basically, the only word she could use to describe it. Okay? The screwed up, the paranormal, the unexplained, the stuff that normally freaks us out, that's normal for me. Okay? That don't faze me. This one, and if you don't believe this article, I don't blame you. But when it was over, everybody was talking, and I said, at points, it was almost like looking around, not just at the people there, but looking around at nature. It was almost like at points, nature was listening to these ladies. It was almost at times where we normally hear crickets and birds and things. It was she was completely silent, almost like giving center stage to these ladies and what they were doing. Okay? Another thing I picked up, for most of it, you had individual, each lady was individual, solo, with the others adding to it through motion and music, instrumental, raw instruments like a drum or a bell, or adding to it through different noises which were supposed to be made at that moment. But at times, it was where when one of the 5 ladies was speaking, I not only heard that one voice, I heard multiple saying the same thing. And it wasn't, it was almost like a collective voice from people that from the present, past, and even the future. A collective voice telling their story through her. No, there was no magic involved. There was no incense burning. None of it. Okay, no fire, other than a couple regular, 12 for a buck, tea light candles. Nothing. Okay? So before you even think there was any outside influences, there wasn't. Okay? It was almost like everyone who experienced that, both past, present, and even future, joined that lady for a few moments. Like I said, I kept looking around, not just at the tree, the people there, to gauge their reaction. It was a very small group of people, easy. I was also looking to see at the trees, at nature. Okay. Another part of my experience. This was for this time, and for this time, they also involved the people there. At times they would, towards the end, they offered their hand, and everyone accepted to become a part of it, not just to sit there and observe it, but to become a living part of what was created. Okay? At the end, everyone, myself included, was standing and watching. Everyone was dead silent the whole time. And it's not because, oh wow, well that was the right thing to do. It was almost like just I can't describe it. I mean, words like absorption, not even close. Okay? Words I would normally use to describe something, okay? All I can say is, please, even if you check this out after this weekend, hopefully the event will still be live. Hopefully. These 5 ladies, what they did for myself to describe the experience is very, like I said, is very difficult. At times, I felt just like cold running down through my body, like a cold shock through my body. At times, I felt almost like an electrical spark went through my body. Okay? This was just something that, and at points, it also had me thinking that about our society, about the world we live in, about what we're taught, about how archaic what some of the things we still believe are. Men are supposed to be strong, keep it inside. With kids, act a certain way. It also had me thinking about how really screwed up from the moment we are born, the world we live in is, and what we are taught. So yeah, it also had that effect on me. But hold on a sec.
This guy's loaded. That's awesome, dude.
I own a magazine.
That's awesome. Oh, seriously?
Seriously, I own an online magazine. I do.
Keep going.
I do the articles as I'm walking the street.
No, that's awesome.
So I don't do the cut edited version too well. Yeah, I get some strange looks, but anyway. In the area you live in, this may be done again, I have no idea, okay? But this will wake you up to a lot of things. This will make you feel beyond basic emotions. Okay, this will shut down something like this. Shut down. I mean, at one point I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I am breathing. That's how the effect it had on me. Maybe I'm 1 in a million on this. But sexual abuse, whatever you believe in, whatever you stand against, take a stand for it. These ladies had the courage that most people don't to not only tell their stories, but to tell their stories in a way that went way beyond normal human emotion, human reaction. So, if this thing doesn't make sense, if you don't believe it, I don't blame you. I give it my best shot. But wrapping up this article, I'm still getting a quick chill from it and thinking about what I experienced. So, to the ladies involved, thank you. And hopefully what you're doing will start changing things in our world. Thank you very much for having the courage and the strength to do that. Thank you very much to the ladies for inviting people and not being afraid of what might be thought of or what might be said after the fact. And thank you for allowing me, because you could have said, told me, hey, look, this is something very personal. You know, we want people to show up, but we don't want any articles done on it. We don't want the... And thank you for giving me the chance as a journalist and owner of a magazine to experience it and let other people know about it. Be safe in the night and always, everybody.